Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this one, for encouragement purposes, I thought I would share what I learned from manifesting my dream apartment. Now I do live in my dream apartment. It's very big and airy. It has a lot of light, which is something that I wanted for content creation. It has a kitchen island. Now fun fact, you guys, I always wanted one. I know it's very random, but I saw it on a YouTube video 10 years ago and I've been wanting one ever since. It has, you know, a conciergerie and a garage, which is something that I never even imagined. So it is beyond my wildest dream. Now I moved here 4.5 years ago, but before that I used to live in a terrible apartment, you guys. Okay, it was in a bad side of town. Now it wasn't the worst, you know, it wasn't the hood, but it was in a bad side of town. It also was very small. Now I have a daughter, and in that apartment I had to choose between having a living room and my daughter having a room. Now of course I chose for my daughter to have a room, but yeah, it just wasn't very nice. Now I remember, you know, friends and family members coming in and, you know, trying to cheer me up, bless their heart, you know, telling me you can do this and you can do that in order to improve it, you know, all good suggestions, to be honest. And I did follow some of them. I remember getting, you know, a brand new kitchen from IKEA, a red kitchen. It was nice. If I find a picture I will include it. And yeah, but somewhere in the midst of that, you know, improvement, I just decided actually I want to move. Okay, I don't want to live here. I want to live in the city center. That is something that I always wanted. You know, I just wanted to be able to walk to town. I wanted my daughter to be able to socialize with people from a higher social economical class. I just wanted to move. So from there I just started thinking about it 24/7. You guys, I have obsessive personality disorder, and when I tell you I thought about moving 25/8, I thought about it 25/8. So I decided for 3 neighborhoods that are in Frankfurt very city center, and I'm like, I'm moving there. Okay, so I'm not gonna name them because, you know, the internet is a crazy place and you never know who's watching. So we're just gonna say Upper East Side, Harlem, and Brooklyn. Now I'm not sure if Harlem and Brooklyn are nice places, but the places I'm talking about in Germany, in Frankfurt where I live, are actually nice. Okay, so, and you guys, I've been repeating this in my mind all day, every day, all night before I fall asleep. Every morning before I wake up, I would be like, Upper East Side, Harlem, Brooklyn, Upper East Side, Harlem, Brooklyn, Upper East Side, Harlem, Brooklyn. Now I trained my mind to say this so much so that I would be walking, you know, in the city, going about the business that pays me. So I'll be in Zara, Mango, H&M. I'll be at the supermarket and my mind would fire on. It would go Upper East Side, Harlem, Brooklyn. I'll be walking with my daughter to school and my mind would be like Upper East Side, Harlem, Brooklyn. That's how hard I trained my mind to keep these names in it. Okay, so from there I also started to speak it into existence. So when people would come and be like, oh, you can put a door here, you know, they meant between the kitchen and my daughter's room. I was like, I'm moving out of here. Okay, and here I wanted to caution you guys. I guess this is the first lesson, you know, not to let anybody talk you out of your dreams, because I remember a time where I was talking to someone who I considered a friend back then, and she was like, you know, you should put a door, like I said, between my daughter's room and the kitchen. I was like, girl, I'm not doing that, you know, I'm moving out of here. And she was like, hey, where are you going? I'm like, you know, Upper East Side. And she was like, what? People like us do not live there. You guys, I never forgot that sentence. I never forgot it. And I told her, who is people like us? I knew exactly what she meant. She meant black people, she meant black women, she meant dark-skinned black women. But, you know, I wanted to put her on the spot. So I asked her, who is people like us? And, you know, she kind of like, you know, pedal back a little bit. And I was like, man, you talk for yourself, okay? Do not talk for me, because baby, I can do whatever I set my mind to. And again, I wanted to caution you guys against letting people speaking death upon your life. Listen, a lot of people, when they don't think that they are capable of doing something, they are going to try and project that onto you as well. Not how she didn't say someone like you. She said people like us, so she included me and her because she didn't believe or doesn't believe that something like that is possible for her. So she just joined me in because, you know, I look like her. I'm also a dark-skinned, falsy hair having black woman. Now, bear in mind, I'm no longer in contact with that person, but I know for a fact that she still lived, you know, in the apartment that she lived in back then, which was in an even worse place than, you know, the one that I lived in. Now, the apartment in and out itself, I'm not gonna lie, was nicer than mine, but the area was worse, and she still lived there to this day, okay? Because whatever you think, you bring to fusion. What you imagine, you bring to life, right? I'm going to quote Senegalese writer extraordinaire Fatou Diom, who once said, you can imagine very many things and have none of them come to life, but nobody, hear me when I say no one, has ever achieved something they haven't imagined first. Every living thing, everything that exists on earth has been imagined. Okay, the very chair that I'm sitting on right now, someone first imagined it before it came to fruition. This table, okay, that I'm hitting on right now, first existed in someone's mind before it came to reality, okay, before it came to exist. So everything existed twice, first in the spirit, in the imagination of someone, and then, you know, in actual physical reality. So do not let people speak death upon your life, upon your dream. It doesn't have to be your dream apartment, you guys. This could be a job that, you know, you're trying to manifest. Maybe you want to become an actress or a singer, and people are telling you, oh, it's so hard, you've been to so many auditions, you've been trying to find you know, a recording label for so many years, but you haven't been able to find any. Do not listen, do not mind them. Keep on keeping on, keep on going about your own hustle, about your own dream. Keep on believing in yourself and your ability to do it. Do not listen. Again, it's a projection on their end. These people don't think they're capable of it, so they also don't think that you are. And some of them actually know for a fact you're capable of it, and they're trying, you know, for you not to go for it, because their biggest fear is for you to actually succeed at that, because it will remind them of their own failure and the fact that they didn't pursue their own goals, their own dreams, and their own aspirations. So don't listen to the naysayers, okay? The negative Nancy's, the bitter berries, forget them, okay? What I recommend you do is not discuss it with them whatsoever. Looking back nowadays, when I'm trying to manifest something, when I speak it to existence, I just speak it to existence for me, by myself. So when I'm alone at home or with my daughter at home, I will speak it to existence, but I won't talk about it with other people. So if you know for a fact that someone is a bitter berry, do not discuss with them about, you know, a dream that you have. So let's say that someone, for example, moved to Los Angeles because they're trying to become an actress, okay, and they have a friend back in Colorado who they often talk to, okay? So this person who is weighing table, you know, the one who moved to LA to become actress, she's weighing table and, you know, going to auditions, trying to get a big role, right, her big break. And every time she talks to her friend, the friend is like, oh girl, why don't you move back here? You know, you've been there for like 4 years, it's not happening. You know, come back here and try to settle your life, da 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 da. Okay, if you have someone like that in your life, simply do not talk about it anymore, you know. So when you call them and talk to them, and, you know, again, in the example that I use, this girl who moved to LA and talking to her friend back in Colorado, so it could be a friend, a cousin, it don't matter, okay, a sister. This is just semantics, you guys. It's just for example purposes, okay? So don't get caught up on who it is. Child, for some of us, it's our own mothers. It don't matter, okay? So talk about, you know, talk with them about the weather, the sun, whatever is going on, you know, a little bit of petty gossip. This person married this person gave birth. As soon as they bring up the fact that you're trying to become, you know, an actress, a singer, or something, anything, change the subject, okay? As soon as they bring up like, oh, this is not gonna happen for you, girl, blah, 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 ta, 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 it's so hard, just be like, oh, I forgot I have this laundry that I have to fold. Bye, click, and end the phone call, okay? Or, you know, someone just came in. Bye, click, and end the phone call, okay? So if you cannot cut this person off completely, just do no longer engage them when it comes to this particular subject of this particular thing that you're trying to do or manifest into your life. Now, the second thing that I learned from this process is that do not lose hope, do not despair, because it takes time, okay? I lived in that apartment for 7.5 yes, you guys, 7.5 years, okay? And there was not a time, a day, hear me when I say this, where I did not believe that I would move out of there, where I did not believe that it would happen. Now, there are things that I've been trying to manifest in life, I'm not even gonna lie, where there were days where I thought, oh, this is just not gonna happen, you know, it's just too hard, okay? And I tried to talk myself out of it, obviously. But when it comes to moving out of that place, there was not a day in my life where I didn't believe that it was gonna happen. I knew that I knew it was just a matter of time. I knew that I knew I can make it no matter what. So even if it takes a long time, you guys, even if it takes a decade, do not despair, do not give in, do not lose hope, do not stop believing that it's not gonna happen for you. Keep believing that it's gonna happen. Like I say, sometimes we do have, you know, intrusive thoughts that come in our mind and say, you know, you've been trying so hard, you've been working so hard on this, and it's not gonna happen. Okay, if you have that thought, talk back. Okay, talk to yourself. Get in the habit of talking to yourself. I tell you guys this all the time. Okay, when that comes, say back to Bumia, back to center, I reject it in Jesus' name. I can do anything I set my mind to. Okay, so talk back out loud. Okay, if you're alone by yourself, you can talk back and be like, I reject that thought in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, because really you can do anything you set your mind to, right? It's not, these are not my words, it's in the good book. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to share is, do not bother about the how. Okay, I find that too many times when people are trying to manifest something, they worry too much about how is this going to happen, how is it. That's not your job, that's the universe job. You know, coming back to, you know, the old friend of me that I mentioned earlier, she told me, you know, who is going to co-sign with you, who's going to help you sign the lease, blah 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 blah, ta ta ta. I mean, you know, lease in that part of town are so expensive, who's going to co-sign for that? You know, you're never going to get it, da, 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 da. I told her, I don't know, girl, all I know is I'm moving out of here. Okay, that's all I know. But you know, my ex came into my life and he actually co-signed the lease with me. So it does happen. The universe will find a way. They will send you something, someone, anything to make it happen. So keep on keeping on, keep on believing. Don't worry too much about the how. I find that in some manifestation videos, some of the girls talk a lot about the importance of working on it, and you know, I'm not so sure. Like, I don't want to say that you don't have to work at all on something that you're trying to manifest, that you're trying to bring into fusion in life. But I would say that most of the things, not all of them, but I've been able to manifest a whole lot of things in my life. And I would say I worked on some of them, really on 30% of them. You know, I had to work quite hard on them. But for 70%, just the act of this unshakable belief that I had that it was going to happen brought it to life. So I'd say have hope. Okay, the power of belief is incredible, you guys. There's a lot of power in positive thinking. So have the power of belief. Again, I'm not saying don't work on it. You can work at it, you can work on it, but believe. Okay, because people say faith without work is dead. I say work without faith is also dead. Okay, but that is just my own personal opinion. You are free to disagree. If you do, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to know why. I'm always interested in, you know, respectful discussions, right? So in ending of this video, I wanted to share an anecdote with you in order, you know, to keep the hope alive. And it is, you remember how I told you I wanted to move to, you know, Upper East Side, Harlem, Brooklyn, but Upper East Side, obviously, you know, in German Verhältnis, right, in German standard, in Frankfurt standard, the city that I live in, these three places are the ones that I wanted to move to. And Upper East Side was my favorite, right? It's the one that I really wanted to move to. So when my ex and I came and visited this apartment, it wasn't in the Upper East Side. It was very close to it, but it wasn't the actual Upper East Side. But I still wanted it because, again, you know, it has a concierge service and, you know, a garage. Like, it was above and beyond, you know, my expectation. It was above and beyond my wildest dreams. So we came back to sign the contract like 5 days later. And when we came to sign the contract, according to the city of Frankfurt, this apartment is located on the Upper East Side. I know, you guys, it's crazy. I didn't think so, but this neighborhood has been divided in two, and half of it is on the Upper East Side and half of it is, you know, somewhere else. So I thought that was, well, really a full circle moment. I remember actually, you know, tearing up a little when I saw that. I was so emotional and grateful to the universe and thinking, wow, you know, it's actually happening. I actually made it. I did this. I was able to manifest this. I brought this reality to life. I did it. And so you can do it as well with anything. Again, this doesn't only apply to the apartment hunt. It could be you're trying to manifest your dream car, again, a job in artistry, becoming a singer, actress, whatever it is. do not give up. Do not, you know, give in to despair, to the lack of hope. You can do it. If I could do it, you can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. Never allow anybody, I don't care if they give birth to you, to tell you otherwise. Okay? And if you made it to this place of the video, you guys, clearly you enjoyed it, so do not forget to give it a thumbs up. And I want you guys to do me a favor. I really want this video to be a place of hope, okay? In a world full of darkness, I want this video to be light. So what I want you guys to do for me is share a manifestation story from your own life in the comment section down below. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, you guys. It could be a time where you just manifested, you know, a parking spot. I don't care, it don't matter. Please share something that you manifested, anything, a meal, a little bit of money. I want the girlies to keep the hopes up, because sometimes it can be hard, especially, you know, when you've been in the works of something for years and years and years and years. You can be so close to giving up. Your desperation can be so real, especially with, you know, bitter betties around telling us that we can't do it. So please, I want this video to be a place of hope. So in the comment section down below, share a story of a time you were able to manifest something, anything, as little as it may be. I would be grateful and appreciative of that. Do not forget to subscribe as well, okay, because clearly you enjoyed this video. And I will talk to you guys on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye guys. Mwah.